Hi everybody, thank you for joining me in this practice today. Today we're just going to get a little bit of freedom in our shoulders. I know that I tend to carry a lot up here, especially if we're on a computer all day, which a lot of us are, and especially when we're on our phones, and kind of all of us are like addicted to our phones. And we're a bit like this. So this is just to release whatever is going on up here. So we're going to start seated. I like to sit on a block. If you don't have a block, it's fine. You can totally just sit on the floor, or if you don't have blocks, big books like cookbooks are a really good substitute for blocks, and it's really not necessary to go out and buy blocks because you can just use what you've got at home. Sometimes when I'm at home and I don't have things, I use like foam rollers. So just be creative, which I know you are. Be creative. Let's start with our palms just resting up. That's like a gesture of kind of like letting go. So just let the palms rest up, and when you feel comfortable or ready, just start to close down the eyes. Just withdraw all of your awareness into your body and into this moment and this time and this space today. Breathe into the body and just notice the breath, and really start to slow right down into the breath. Big deep inhale. And big deep exhale. And again, big deep inhale. And big deep exhale. And then slow the breath down even more. Slow all your awareness. Dissolve everything else around you. Pull the mind right into the breath. And take a big deep breath in. Really take this breath as slow as you can possibly take it. And then all the way out. Bring your hands to meet into Anjali Mudra, prayer mudra, in front of your heart. Maybe set a personal intention for this practice today, or maybe just set the intention to create space. And with that, go ahead and interlock your fingers. Open up your eyes just for a second. You're just going to scoot the hands through to the nape of the neck, and then just bring the elbows in towards each other as if you were like muffling out the sound of my voice, but the hands aren't really over the ears. Take a breath in. Exhale. Now, don't press your hands into the neck to pull the neck down. I want you to imagine gravity just woof went into your elbows, and the elbows are pulling down. So it's not your hands pressing into the back of the neck. It's actually just the elbows pulling down. And then arrive here. Close down the eyes. And just to commit to your stillness here. Commit to stillness. And just start to watch. And we're really not trying to force the body or inflict pain upon our body. We've got enough pain that we suffer sometimes daily. So really make the commitment here to move away from pain today. And just allow yourself to create space. So I invite you not to go to the depth, to the fullest edge of this stretch, but really to like the first third portion of how far you can go into this moment. And then just begin to watch. Begin to breathe. And create space. Can you sink your pelvis down towards the ground? Let the elbows drop down and in. Soften the shoulders and the jaw. And just noticing what you've brought to your practice today. Can you create space in it today? Can you invite space today? Deepen the breath, really slow right down into that breath. And just watch and notice your body here today. Go ahead and take 2 more breaths. Gently just slide the hands down to around to the forehead and just use your hands to press your head back up. Bring the shoulders up by the ears and then roll the shoulders down away from the ears. And just take a few moments just to arrive with the crown of the head resting above the tailbone. Just noticing. Reach the right fingertips up. Create space for that right side body and then just bring the hand across to the ear. And then it's the same thing, just let the elbow drop down. If this feels good, just go ahead and stay here. If you want to take a little bit further, then just walk your left fingertips out towards this side. And you're just going to stay here. Close down the eyes when it feels comfortable. And again, you're really moving away from cranking or forcing your practice. So think the complete opposite from Ashtanga. The complete opposite from sort of like CrossFit where you really push your body. We want to move into this lunar aspect of ourselves. This really gentle place. So just let the elbow be heavy. And just allow that to place the neck into a position. And just watch and breathe and notice. Soften the shoulders. Gently just bring your hand to the opposite ear and then just lift the head up. Bring both hands down onto the legs and just take a few breaths just to notice one side to the other and to align the spine. Bring the other hand up. Reach up through that waist, just get a little stretch through the left side body, then bring the hand onto the ear, same thing. Inhale, lift up through the spine and then let that left elbow be heavy. If this is enough, you can stay here. This might be, if there's a lot of tension in the neck, then this might actually be enough. If you wanted to get a little bit further and there's no pressure to, there's no need to, you can walk the right fingertips out. Soften the shoulders away from the ears. And just breathing here. And let the left elbow be heavy. Practice moving away from forcing the posture. Some of us have quite a masochistic tendency, and that's okay. There's a time and there's a place for it, but it's not this moment. So just move away from it. And breathe into the slowness. And create space where you have created tension. Two more breaths. Good. Flip the hand to the opposite ear and then just use your hand to bring your head back up. Just bring the hands onto the thighs and just take a couple of breaths just to align the head and the spine again. There's no hurry. There's nowhere else to be. Good. Give your shoulders a little roll up and down. Up and down. Good. We're going to come into melting heart. So bring your knees in line with your shoulders. Hands in line with your hips. If you've got like a blanket, it's quite nice to pad up your knees here. If you've got like sensitive knees, then pad up your knees. You can also place something like a bolster or a rolled up blanket or a pillow underneath your heart, which is also a really nice version. But I'm just going to do it without any props today to pretend that we don't have any props, because when we're at home, we don't often have stuff. So from here, knees stay in line with hips, and you're just going to begin to walk your hands forward. Option one is the head just comes down, and this might be enough. You might feel plenty there. If there's a little bit more, the chin can come down, but I would probably suggest just staying on the forehead. If that's too intense, then I definitely recommend getting a pillow, or you can place your head on something like a block or the equivalent, just so that you're really not going into that place of pain. And if at any point you start to feel pain, can you just move away from it? And just say, today, this moment, it doesn't actually serve me. So just taking any last bits of fidgeting, and then just allowing yourself to be here. Commit to your stillness. And commit to your intention to create space today. So let your mind really dissolve into your body. And just start to notice the sensations that are rising for you. Use the beautiful breath and send it into any stagnant energy, resistance or tightness that you meet. And can you use that breath to create space? To melt any resistance that you meet. Can you use the breath like a balm, like a gentle internal massage for yourself? Just stay in this process. And just watching. And sending this breath in towards whatever it is that you're holding today. Can you invite space into your body today? You get lost in your thoughts, which is super, super normal. Don't be afraid of that. Sometimes those thoughts have potency. Maybe it's something that you need to look into. And if your thoughts have no validation for this moment, then let it go. Then come back to the body. Come back to just creating space. Surrendering to the moment. Melting the heart down. What a beautiful name, melting heart. Can you just melt your heart towards this moment, this stillness? Gently, 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 just begin to walk your hands back. Bring your bum to your heels. Just bring your hands down by your toes. Just come into a rounded child's pose. And we're just going to take 3 breaths here. And just begin to curl up. And we're going to come onto our back for our last posture already. So I'm going to give you options with your legs. Option is you can take Shavasana legs. You can just bend your legs so the toes are facing up. You can knock the knees in, or you can bring the soles of the feet together and open up your legs. It's completely up to you. We're going to take Gomukhasana arms, but lying on our back. So we're going to take these arms, but lying down. So first of all, just bring your legs up as if you were setting up for like a bridge pose. Just roll to the side. Bend the right arm underneath so the palm comes towards your chest. Roll back onto it. Bring the other hand behind the back, and then just gently press the head onto that arm. Now, if this is too intense in your shoulders, then you just pull that right hand further away from your neck, and the elbow goes a little bit out towards the side. If there's a little bit more range of motion, then you just go a little bit higher up. Now remember that this is not about depth, it's not about intensity. I promise you, you will not win a gold medal in the Olympics for applying the most amount of pressure onto your body. So just move away from any tightness, like real tightness or pulling in that shoulder joint. Your shoulder joint really wants love. It called me up and it was like, hey, Bryony, I really want love in my shoulder joint. So just move away from any real pain in the shoulder. Just move the arm a little bit. And just start to create space. As you close down the eyes, and you just let your body rest here. Just create space into any tightness, resistance, dullness, or stagnant energy that you meet. Let the weight of the body just sink into the support of the ground. We're gently just going to come into Shavasana arms. So just release the right arm down, nice and gently. Just roll to the side, release that right arm down. Bring the left arm down and just take a leg position. So any one of the ones I mentioned earlier, Shavasana legs, knees in line with hips, knees dropping in, or butterfly legs. And then just breathe here. into that other side. So now roll to the other side. Bring that left hand up towards the center of the back. Roll onto it, bring the right hand behind the head. And if you get here and you're like, well, that's too intense in the shoulder, then just move that shoulder further away from the neck. You really just want to get into a nice place where you can rest. So just maybe take any little bit of fidgeting that you need to take to find the correct place from you that's not inflicting pain or tightness or any gripping in the breath or in the jaw. The jaw's a big telltale. If you're gripping in your jaw, then you're definitely too deep into it. Make that final bit of adjustment and then just commit to your stillness. Dissolve your mind deep within your body. Just be here. Increase space. Send the breath into any areas of your body. It is asking for a little bit of help today. Melt the body into the ground. Slow right down into this time and space and just be here. Last breath. Gently just roll to the side. There's no hurry, just take your time, nice and gently coming out of it. Just release that left arm. Release the right arm. Come into your Shavasana. And just let the weight of the back of the head completely sink into the ground. Release any tightness in your jaw, your tongue, your cheeks, your neck, your throat. Relax the shoulders into the ground, the shoulder blades, the right arm and the left arm. The ribs, the belly, the hips and all the way down the legs to the toes. And just let yourself be here. If you have time, I invite you to stay here for a lot longer, just allowing yourself to rest. And when you're ready, take a moment of gratitude, a moment of thanks, and close your practice. Thank you for joining me today.